Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. I hope all of you have been doing really well this past week and enjoying your life as much as possible and thinking about the things that you want to do in your life and pursuing some of those things or acting on those things in one way or another. And action, so often we think about action as being, these definite physical steps that we're taking towards moving towards something, but really action starts with thinking something. You're thinking it and you're actively thinking about it, but then taking it one step further and even, immersing yourself in the idea of it and really enjoying the process of what you're envisioning, what you're moving forward towards, like feeling what that is. And that is so much more potent than actually doing the physical activity in the world, because the physical activity will come as a result of that passion and that inspiration. But allow yourself to know that action, the most definitive and the most potent part of the action, is the building of that inspiration from within. So when you feel something that you want to move towards, feel it and ask yourself, why is this something that I want to move towards? What are the aspects of this that bring so much joy to me as I think about it? And then start really embellishing those thoughts and really just feeling them and allowing them and guiding them and egging them on and adding more wood to that fire, and let that flame burn brighter and brighter. And then the actions will start to result as an outcome of it. And the biggest thing that I want to speak about in this episode is something that has been really, it's like this wave of inspiration that comes up about this topic. And it's the idea of dreaming big. Dreaming as big as you can possibly dream, and even bigger after that point. The magical thing about this life is that no matter what we do, no matter what heights we reach, we will discover from that level, from that vantage point, that there is something even higher, that there is an ability to go even further. So allow yourself to dream big. Allow yourself to dream in ways that maybe this world has never taught you to dream. Maybe your upbringing, maybe the background that you've had, maybe the situations and circumstances that you've dealt with in your life, maybe those things would tell you, oh, I shouldn't even think about that. I shouldn't even dream about something like that because it will hurt too much to dream about something that I can't achieve. And that's where we stop our dreaming. We stop our dreaming in that negative thought process about the very things that we're just thinking. These are ideas that we're thinking that feel good. Why are we banning ourselves from feeling good even within our own selves? We're allowing these thoughts of this dream is something that's not achievable to bring us back down to a vibration that does not feel good. It brings us to rumination of thoughts that do not feel good. The ideas and the dreams and the inspirations that come to us, they come to us for a reason. And it's not necessarily because they need to be fulfilled, but because they feel good to think about. And as you move towards that journey of allowing those thoughts to come in and not discounting them, not throwing them away, not reverting back to, well, that's not what my life is. This is what my life is. And I need to face up to reality and just be miserable in my circumstances. I just have to settle for this situation. We never have to settle for less. We can be exactly where we are. We can allow ourselves to recognize the situation that we are in, but we don't have to let that diminish the value of the dreams that we have, the value of what we want to feel within ourselves. Allow yourself to feel good, and even if it is just something that you feel is a fanciful dream, allow yourself to dream it. Allow yourself to dream the most incredible things, and I mean the waking dream, the dream that keeps you smiling as you're walking through your day, the dream that keeps you distracted when all these other people around you are chaotic and arguing, and you can be in your own place, your own mind, your own space, and dream these big dreams of being in a place that is not chaotic, not with people that are arguing and distressed and angry. You can dream of something, a situation like that, and I promise you, if you hold on to that dream and you feel that dream, you feel it, allow yourself to feel it and be with it, then I assure you that you will find yourself surrounded in that situation. There was a thought that was coming to me just before I started doing this podcast, this episode here, and it was something that was just so inspiring that allowed me to realize that there is so much life to be lived. There's so much that's here that we can dream of doing. And I look around myself right now, and in that thought and that idea of the thing I wanted to do, and it was the idea was of just traveling And that my job being to vacation, being to travel the world and see the world and connect with people in the world and see different cultures and see different, things. Like there's so much beauty in this world. There's so much in this world. And when I was younger, I did have the opportunity to travel with school, and it inspired this desire to travel. And ever since then, I just had this dream of that being my life, of being able to travel, being able to see the world and connect with people and learn different languages and explore. And we all have different dreams, different things that inspire us, different things that maybe we've held on to, that we've always wanted to do within ourselves. But so often we've pushed that part aside because we felt like it was impractical. It wasn't something that was possible. But allow yourself to dream that dream, because when we allow that dream to come back into our experience, when we allow it to come back to the forefront of our consciousness, because it's still there. The dreams that you had when you were a child, the dreams that you had when you were unhindered by the world, unaffected by the damnation that it would try to seek you to have, when you moved outside of the pain and suffering that it would teach you to hold on to. When you let go of those things and you bring that dream back in, when you listen to that voice again of that passion, that burning desire that you have, and maybe it's developed over the years, but when you allow yourself to feel it more, it comes back and it is ignited again. But you have to keep feeding that flame. And feeding it means letting go of the discouraging thoughts, letting go of the beliefs that you can't do that you're not good enough, that you're not deserving of it, because you are. Allow yourself to realize that your past does not restrict you from anything in the future. When we walk, the step that we've taken before is not something that we have to take again. We don't have to backtrack in order to step forward again. We don't have to stay in the same position. We are allowed to move. We are allowed to navigate in a different direction, any direction that we dream. So dream of a direction that feels the best for you. Don't allow your past to dictate the step moving forward. Don't allow your decisions before the person that maybe led you to the person that you are now. Don't let the decisions of that person hold you and keep this person right now from taking the step forward. All of our experience has led us to this moment right now where we're ready to hear these words. We're ready to feel this. We're ready to move towards that dream, that passion, that inspiration. And if we weren't ready to move towards it, then we wouldn't be hearing these words. Because again, when I speak on this podcast, I'm speaking to myself. These are things and conversations that I have with myself. And it's coming from a place that feels good. It feels encouraging. It feels like home. And that's when I know that I'm speaking to myself in a deeper place. I'm speaking to that part of me that was raised in the world, that was told to believe that I wasn't good enough, that was told to believe that I wasn't able to achieve certain things, or things were outside of what I was able to have in my life. Happiness wasn't something that was substantial and something that I can hold on to forever. That joy and peace and the ability to navigate my own life, these things weren't taught to me. I was told that those things were other people navigated my life. I had to do certain things. I had to be in a certain way. I had to move and operate in a certain way. And that's just dreaming the dream of the world. That's dreaming the dream that has been dreamt for decades and centuries. We are allowed to dream something new, and people have dreamt new things. And that's how new inventions, new ideas, new pathways in life have started to erupt. People are starting to realize that their dreams are coming true, as long as they move towards them, as long as they feel them and know that they are real. You don't have to have any certainty in what that dream looks like, but you can have a certainty in what that dream feels like. You can say, that dream feels good. I can envision myself a life that feels good, that feels easy, that feels stress-free, that's full of laughter and enjoyment and connection. That's what I'm envisioning my life to be. And I don't know the specifics of that, but as I hold on to that dream, more and more I will find myself in connection with incredible people, find myself in places that help to bring about joy and peace and prosperity, find myself in situations that feel abundant and joyous and clear. And now all these things may come into your life, but again, this last year and a half for me has been also filled with other things, like other life things, real life things that impact people's lives in critical ways. Cancer, destruction of home and property. There have been life-threatening situations that happened 3 times in the past 14 months for me. And even then, I recognize my life to be a blessing because that is the dream that I'm dreaming. And more in dreaming these, I find myself coming out of these situations being healthy, being happy, feeling at peace. And honestly, I'm still amazed by it. I wake up so many times and wonder how this blessing has continued to pour into my life and how I continue to feel the blessing despite all the other things that have seemed to come up that would try to bring me down. There are obstacles and things that would seem to appear in front of you, but those are just old patterns of thought. Those are just old systems of ways of thinking that we've thought before. Things about life like, oh, these bills are too much. You're going to get a lot of bills that are coming to you at once. You're going to get some bill that you completely forgot about. But allow yourself to dream. I am debt-free. I'm at peace. I'm abundant. And allow what is to be exactly what it is, but never let that dream go. Never stop believing in that dream. Never stop feeling what that dream feels like. Allow yourself to do that, and more you will find yourself in that situation, and it'll just be natural. You'll just be living your life, and soon you'll look around and you'll see the blessings that are starting to come into your life. And a blessing can be just the desire for a sunny day, something warm, and it's just abnormally warm for wintertime, and you get to enjoy a sunny day. There are things that we desire for ourselves, things that we want that are manifested all the time, but we have to notice those blessings in order for them to start coming more and more. We can't see something if we don't know to look for it. So all these blessings, all these manifestations, all these things that we desire for ourselves in our lives, they are coming, but we're not looking for them, so we can't see them. Allow yourself to actively look for the blessings that are coming into your life. Look for the ways in which this dream that you've been feeling, that you've been wanting for yourself, look at the ways that it's been coming into your life. And the more you notice it, the more it will notice you, and you will notice that it's coming after you. All these blessings, all these good things that are wanted for you, that you feel that you want for yourself, they are coming to you, they are actively seeking you, but you're not looking for them, so you're not seeing them. Allow yourself to dream, and as you connect with that feeling, as you recognize that vibration of that feeling more and more, then you'll be able to see it in the world more, because you'll know what you're looking for. You'll know what you're looking for. I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for prosperity. I'm looking for abundance. I'm looking for joy. I'm looking for connection. I'm looking for love. You will see that in all different ways. And when you look at a sunset and you feel love and you say, wait a minute, I was expecting love in the form of a relation, but I just got the glimpse, the idea, the thought of love being the sunset. Then recognize the blessing of love coming to you in all forms. Abundance coming to you in all forms, because it is across the board. You are all of it. It connects in all ways. This dream is united. So dream big, because those dreams are coming for you. They're looking for you. They're wanting you to see them. They're wanting to manifest more. This world will show you war and destruction and pain and suffering. Dream something else. You can recognize exactly what it is, but dream of a world that is different. Dream of a world that is absent of that. And don't compare the two worlds. Don't say, oh, but like this world isn't that. This world isn't what I envision. This world isn't what I'm dreaming. If you compare the two, then you're trying to compare two dreams. You're trying to merge two dreams. Again, the dream of the world is the one that's playing out, the one that is pain and suffering and sadness and despair. Dream something else. Dream what the heart wants you to dream. And it will be prosperity. It will be joy. It will be abundance. It will be connection. It'll be love. That is the dream of the heart. That is the dream that we are all connected on. And when we get on the vibration of dreaming what feels good for us in our heart, we will find ourselves together in abundance, in joy, in peace, in love, each and every moment, because it is possible. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like joy is possible all the time, that peace, prosperity, abundance is possible all the time, but it is. In the wake of so much despair in this last year and a half for me, it's been very confusing to recognize the ability to see blessings, to feel blessed in the face of these things that are very heavy to work with. And it makes me confused because it's like, how can I even acknowledge my blessings when I recognize this situation that's very much happening right now? But in my heart, it tells me you can acknowledge and accept and allow what's happening right now, but don't let that take you away from what you dream, what you feel, what you desire for yourself. So when I was told that I had stage 4 cancer and that I would have to go through aggressive chemo, knowing that that is not the avenue I wanted to go down, again, my heart told me, don't let this distract you from your dream. Your dream of peace and prosperity and health and abundance and joy and seeing the world and connecting with people. So I didn't know what to do. I opted out of the chemo. I opted out of the aggressive radiation. And my plan was to travel with whatever time I had left, because we can allow what is to be exactly what it is, but we don't have to let our dreams suffer for that. We don't have to let our well-being suffer because of that. And fortunately, that health crisis has subsided, and that dream continues to live on. And in the passing of that crisis in itself, another blessing of that dream seems to have manifested. I don't speak on this podcast about anything I don't speak to about myself. I'm not telling you to live a life in a certain way. I'm just speaking about my own life and the recognition that I'm feeling from experience. The realization that dreams do come true. And there are things that I dream that are much bigger than what's surrounding me right now, but it doesn't mean that I have to look at my surroundings and say, how am I going to get from here to there? I don't have to worry about that, because worry is not part of my dream. Anxiety is not part of my dream. Peace and ease and grace and understanding and clarity is part of my dream. And these things, as long as I dream that, as long as I feel that, I will be guided to that. And again, I have no idea how I ended up here in this situation right now that I'm in, where, blessings continually pour on me more and more. I don't know how I got here, and I'm not questioning it anymore. The only thing I'm going to do is focus on feeling good and moving towards the things that feel good for me, the dreams that feel good for me, and feeding that fire. Those other thoughts, those other ideas of despair and sadness, those things may come up, but they can be easily washed away as I recognize and look at all the blessings in my life and realize that the path that is leading to the most success, the most abundance, the most joy is feeding the flame of my dream, feeding the flame of my passion, of my inspiration, of my joy. And joy is easy. Happiness is easy if we allow ourselves to have it. If we allow ourselves to feel what brings happiness to me. And what are the things that take that away? What are the things that seem to keep that idea, that feeling at bay? Is it circumstances in my life that I'm not allowing to be? Is it circumstances around me in the past that I'm not allowing to be exactly as they are? Is it me not allowing myself to move towards something that feels happier? Because that's all happiness is moving towards joy and peace. It's doing the things that feel more joyous and more peaceful. If you feel judgment because the world's telling you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be eating that, you shouldn't be going there, you shouldn't be wearing that, then don't listen to the world. Go eat that, go wear that, go do that. And then eventually maybe you want something else for yourself, but it has to be for yourself. It's not because what the world's telling you. Move towards your happiness in whatever way it feels good for you. And eventually, your happiness will lead you to greater and greater places. And again, it may be further and further away from what the world is saying that you need to be doing with your life or should be doing with your life. But as long as it's moving more towards your happiness, then that's all that matters. Dream bigger than you've ever dreamt before. Dream the unimaginable, and we will be in a future where the unimaginable is reality. Where peace is abundant. Where joy is just the life that we live. And love is within everything that we do. Dream big, and don't be afraid to. So that's all I really have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything I'd like to share, you can send that to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups: Instagram, Everything Under the Sun Podcast, Twitter at Every Sun Podcast, the Facebook group at Every Sun Podcast, and the YouTube page, Everything Under the Sun Podcast. And yeah, that's all I got. Love you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.